Today is a very special day. Today, we're opening packages. Now, you might wonder... Now you might be wondering, what's inside of these boxes? I'm starting up a podcast, and this is going to be happening over the next several weeks or so. I'm still ironing out the details, but today, what I really want to do is focus on what the best budget options are for starting a podcast. So I figured I might as well start with the gear that I just got. So yeah. So for now, this is just going to be an unboxing. In about a month, I am going to do a complete review of all the items to see how they held up through the stresses that I put them through or for my personal uses, to make sure that, it's actually worth it. My biggest focus here was making sure that I didn't blow a bunch of money on useless stuff that I didn't actually need, because I've never done a podcast before, and if you're going to start something, you might as well start small. Let me ask the big question though, what is the best budget setup for starting a podcast? I don't know. This could possibly be it though, so let's get into it. Before we do, my name's Ray, I help out creative entrepreneurs. Today we're focused on the equipment you need to start a podcast. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and now, everything that I talk about in this video is going to be linked down below in the description. Now, I really want to open stuff, so let's get to it. Yeah. Alright, let's start with this one. Wow, the sound just completely changed. There's some good soundproofing there. In any event, I want to talk about this particular one because honestly with the other three items, you're probably not going to need to get them. This, however, is something that you're gonna want to get. The most important thing is going to be what's in this box. This is the Samson Q2U dynamic microphone. So the reason why I said this is the most important item is because it's a microphone, and you can't really record a podcast without a microphone. Now, even on your phone, there is an app called Anchor where you can actually record to that. I believe Anchor is owned by Spotify, and you can use your headset and your microphone and all of that, but ideally, it's not ideal, which is why I got a microphone. Even though I have a microphone up here, this one is a super cardioid, so the pattern that it picks up in is kind of like a stretched out figure 8. It's going to pick up what's right behind it just a little bit, and it's also going to pick up what's directly in front of it. The problem is that it still, unfortunately, picks up some of the other sound that happens within this room, but this is a dynamic microphone, and the cool thing about dynamic microphones is that it's not as sensitive. You do have to get a lot closer to it. You know what? Let me just explain it. So is that what that door does? One microphone, one egg carton, a really squished windscreen, a mic holder, a tripod, XLR cable, a USB cable. We have an owner's manual, which, don't need. As I make a mess in this room, I am going to start to put this together. So realistically, all you would really need is... Okay, I've never done this before. Let's go like this. Or like this. I think it goes like this. Let me know if I'm messing this up. Alright. So ideally all you would need is this right here, and you'd be fine. However, I did feel like I needed a little bit extra just because of the way my space is set up. I like my desk space, I really do, and I don't like clutter, so this is fine. If you're starting a podcast, this is going to be perfect for you. You are going to want to use a windscreen or a pop filter at least, because with dynamic mics, they are going to pick up plosives, so if you're talking into it and you use the word P or B, so it'll be like P and B, it's going to make a spike, and it's going to be very hard to edit when you're editing your video or your sound. It's a podcast, so really it's sound. You know what I mean. Now, going off of that, why I chose this particular mic is that I have the option between using either USB or XLR. Ultimately, I'd love to have a mixer and something that I could plug the XLR into. However, I don't have one. It wasn't within the budget. It wasn't necessary. USB is going to be just fine until it comes time to upgrade. And I'm happy with that. I'm going to hold on to these for the future, but in the meantime, I am going to be using this. Cool. So, looking at the microphone directly, there is an on and off switch right here. On the bottom of it, you have an XLR cable input. You also have a USB input, which looks a lot like the ones that are on Sony PlayStation controllers. And there's a headphone jack on here, so already it beats your phone for recording. So this is a shock mount that I had ordered for the microphone. It cancels out any vibrations that the microphone would pick up otherwise. So really, shock mount, this one was not expensive at all. In fact, it was under 20 bucks. Cool thing about this is it's actually suspended with these rubber bands right here, and then the microphone slides directly into the middle. So it looks like with this, what you do is you squeeze these two clips together and you just slide your microphone right in. Okay. Alright, so unfortunately this scratched up my microphone. So that sucks. When I googled this, I googled the best shock mounts for this particular microphone, and this was the top rated one. And the foam on the inside of this unfortunately came loose while I was trying to put it on here, and it just put a large gash in my microphone. That's not cool. Okay, so this is frustrating. I googled the best shock mount for the Q2U, and this was number one, rated at 9.8, I believe. And seriously, it's just super generic. It right here, it says Profession shock mount. Last time I checked, profession was a noun, not an adjective. And like nothing about this says anything, so yeah, this clearly is just like a generic ripoff of something from China, and it's unfortunate. So it's trash. I already contacted Amazon. I'm going to be returning it today, and I'm going to order a new one, and then I'll finish up this video. In the meantime, though, I do want to take a look at some of the other things that I got in case I have to deal with Amazon again. Not quite the direction I was expecting this video to go. Ugh. So what I've got here is a Tonor. It's an arm, which is gonna hold the microphone with a shock mount that actually fits the microphone. Don't get Sunmon, seriously. So here we have what it looks like, or what it will look like once it's set up. Included, I have one pop filter, which is kind of funny. Fun fact though, I actually already have a pop filter, but the only difference is the screws and the nuts on this one are actually visible. Yeah, I suppose I could use another pop filter, why not? Oh, and surprise, surprise, here's another windscreen. The 2-year warranty card. This is another microphone holder. One beefy base. These are going to be super useful. These are cable ties, and it looks like there's 4 of them. I don't know about you, but I absolutely hate having wires like everywhere. It's the most frustrating thing. Like, I don't even want to show you guys underneath my desk. I did my best to like toss all of the wires inside of a shoot box, just because, yeah, it's just frustrating. It's very un-feng shui. Okay, I expected that to lift up. Let's make some extra room. I seriously just spent time undoing the end, and it wasn't even gonna fit out that way anyways. Comes out this end. Woohoo! And it does say caution, spring loaded, so, you know, you don't beat yourself in the face. Cool, so here's the arm. This is the T30. This is a little bit bigger than the T20 that I originally was going to get. The reason why I wanted to get this is because I wanted it to stretch across my desk, and I didn't want it to only like end a part of the way. But basically, my microphone, I feel like, doesn't come over enough. I wanted to make sure that that was not going to be an issue with this, because this is actually going to be a little bit further away. I'm still trying to figure out the placement for it. I ultimately would like to get another desk and such. The cool thing about this mount is that it actually has a hook, so you can hang your headphones or whatever else you have on it. Like if I were to put it here, I could actually just hang the headphones there. But I'm not sure how useful that's going to be for the positions that I put it in, especially if it's going to be on my desk so far away, but we'll see what happens. And then come back here. I'm not done yet. It has a little arm right here, which just slides directly into this hole, and there's nothing to actually keep it in there, so it's just, you know, you can easily just lift it off and take it apart. I'm not sure if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing at this point, but I guess we'll find out. Alright, next item. Here we've got the AKG K240 Studio headphones. This is not the Mark II, this is the Mark I, because the Mark II, seriously, from what I saw, was just a different color for about $20 more. These were actually suggested to me by Jay Littman. I've just been doing video editing on my laptop, and the headphones, the earbuds that I use from my Galaxy S10 Plus are AKGs too, but the sound on earbuds are just not great. Especially for editing, you don't get to hear a lot of the extra sounds. And on my laptop, the speakers are down on desk level, so they're not the easiest to hear. It is a stereo sound, but there's a lot of sounds that I'm just not hearing from it. I wanted something that was really gonna work for editing videos, and I imagine that these are gonna work for podcasting as well. So fun fact, I did buy these used. I do feel like used is just as good as new in a lot of cases. For hard drives, absolutely not. Always go new for hard drives, but that aside, yeah. In the box, you have an adapter if you want to connect this to like a guitar amp or anything else like that. And then just warranty cards and such. And then the headphones. Yeah. There's seriously just like a mountain of stuff over here. Cool. So these are open back. As I understand, there's no like covering or anything like that, so you can still hear what's going on around you. Also, these aren't things that you would want to wear on a train or anything like that, because it will disturb other people. These are going to be just for the purposes of editing videos and podcasting, of course. And that's why I included it in this video. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. We'll see how it goes. Setup was super easy. All I did was put the microphone base onto the desk, slid the arm into the hole that was there, extended the arm, At this point, what I did was I thread the cable in through the arm itself, and then I attached it with the cable ties. Attached all 4 of them. I thread the USB cable through, and then I attached the pop filter onto the arm, which I should have actually saved until the very end, but I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing with the microphone holder at that particular point. I did decide to just put it on in the meantime. I put the microphone into the holder, I attached the cables, and then I adjusted the pop filter. So ultimately what ended up happening was I went to Guitar Center the following day to check out their shock mounts that they had. I was going to go to another music shop, and then I was going to come home, hop on Amazon, get a Prime membership just for a month so I could order this shock mount and get it by the end of the weekend so I could finish this video. When I went to Guitar Center, though, the person that was working there ended up convincing me that what I had was perfect. I already have something to hold the microphone. I'm not moving it around or bumping my desk or doing anything like that. So all that I need is right here. He was telling me that with his dynamic microphone, he plays a lot of live shows, and the microphone clip that he has is perfect for him. So you know what? I'm going to stick with this for a little while, and if you guys can suggest a shock mount, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll review it, but I think looking at this from a budget standpoint, this is it. This is really all I need. So I'm happy with the setup so far. I mean, it's only been a couple of days. I am going to be coming out with a review for each one of these items because I want to have the opportunity to share my experiences, like I said before, and make sure that, you know, this lives up to expectations. Is this really going to be the best budget option for podcasting? So only time will tell. As far as my experience with the shock mount, Amazon did as much as they could do for me. I reached out to the company directly, and they insulted me on the first email. Seriously, it's not a company that I ever want to deal with. Like, Sunmon, forget you guys. I'm never ordering a product, and I'm going to suggest that other people stay away too, because it's just not a quality item. With that said, if you got value out of this, smash that like button for me. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and until next time, I'll catch you later.